What is up, you guys? I'm early today, y'all. I am early. Look at all the squad in the building. Yes. Okay, wait. Look, I got to scroll up to the top of the chat to see who got in here first. Melissa Burnett. Shout out to Melissa for being the first person in the building. All the green is here. Deborah, Melissa, John. Okay. Come on in, y'all. Hey, C. Patterson, thank you for being my mind. C. Patterson is holding it down. Miss Kiki is in here. Alfreda is in here. Okay, JB. What's up, JB? Latricia, Deborah. Okay, Donna. John Edwards. Okay, listen. We got a lot to talk about today. I also have my Facebook people in the building. Hey, Facebook, how y'all doing? If y'all want to come over to YouTube, you can. It's youtube.com. Michelle Brown, participate in the chat over there because there's a whole lot more over here. Well, I don't know. I have more Facebook what do you call them? Facebook fans, I guess, because it's a page, it's my straight from the A page. I have more Facebook fans than I have YouTube subscribers, but it's more YouTube people in the building than Facebook, because y'all used to be just posting the site stuff and just moving on, but I've been going live over there lately. But I digress. Today we're going to talk about the Jennifer Williams Range Rover scandal. Y'all know Jennifer Williams of Basketball Wives. We've been talking about it a little bit. Well, actually, I talked about it like 3 videos. If you recall, Jennifer posted on social media about a man she was dating in Atlanta that scammed her out of her Range Rover. Thank you, John, for the super chat. Thank you, John Edwards. It's been the talk of the streets right now, because everybody's like, well, why she get that man her car? Then, come to find out, there was a relationship involved, and you trust people, you're more likely to hand over the keys to the Range, whatever the case may be. But a lot of y'all have been like, dragging Jennifer, talking about Jennifer, saying Jennifer was dumb for doing what she did. So Jennifer been speaking out. Jennifer been on several interviews. Well, she been on, that I know of. She been on 2 with Nene at least. And then, here she is with me. And I'm sure she may have done some more, but I don't know. But the interviews with Nene leaks, that's the interview that apparently has been rubbing people the wrong way, because Jennifer and Nene was kikiing about, some other people allegedly being involved. Now, this gentleman who is involved, we talked about this last night, apparently is a good friend, close friend, maybe former paramour of Sheree Whitfield of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And so everybody's giving Sheree the side eye, because it's like, girl, what's going on? So I really wanted to talk to Jennifer today to dig into some things and try to figure out what's going on. It's interesting. Don't y'all think it's interesting? Let me see what y'all say. You said, hopefully, does he know Tony? Who is Tony? Don't do it, G. Oh, don't say that, because I'm waiting on her to call in, Judge. Don't say that. We are not going to drag Jennifer. I'm on Jennifer's side. I already told y'all I'm on Jennifer's side. And so however y'all feel, I'm going to ride for the person I ride with. So, I've been scammed before. I shared my story on Patreon. And, I just know that, sometimes, you do things that you wouldn't normally do when you trust someone. You said you had to change your name. Wait a minute. You had to change your name to Juicy. Y'all be doing the most over here on the YouTube streets. Thank you, Zakia. I appreciate it. You said you chop liver. Don't be. But look, if y'all haven't watched the video from last night, was it last night? Yeah, I guess it was last night. My days running together. This dang quarantine is getting to me. But we spilled a little bit of tea, so I'm gonna get Jennifer in here. Hold on, I'm gonna get Jennifer in. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, darling. How are you?
You're looking amazing over there. I see your wine in the building.
Yes, I know. I was feeling a little New York today, so you know.
Now I was feeling a little hood. I'm drinking some rum and and some pineapple juice. This is weird over here, child.
I know this whole quarantine. I started drinking things I don't normally drink. You know, it's like, okay, well, nothing else is in the house, so let me just sip a little Hennessy. I ain't never drank Hennessy in my life.
I'm like, here comes some rum from the Bahamas. Let me open and see what.
Right, exactly. I know, right?
I got things going on.
Whatever's available. Shit.
So Jennifer, look, there is so much going on about you in this internet streets. The situation with, the dating scandal, your Range Rover, now you got Sheree in the mix, I'm trying to figure out how Sheree get in this. But we don't.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm so confused by it because I'm like, nobody said anything negative about her. So it was like really strange that she jumped in this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I literally did an interview with Nene, and we talked about like how this guy has managed to get into certain circles, and I was like, yeah, I even went to a party with him at Sheree's house. Apparently they're friends. Sheree invited him to a party. I happened to be in town. And so we went. I didn't say anything negative about her. Nene was like, oh, was she nice to you? I was like, yeah, she was nice. But like, girl, you know him. Like that really was the bottom line. You know him. And then, honey, the streets, they found the receipts, okay, about him. He was on an episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta where I guess she was, I don't know, it was like a Chateau Sheree party or whatever. And there he is in the background, in the kitchen. So it's like, this man. I didn't even know him back then. So
can we go back for a minute? Is she in what? Because people were trying to take, when I talked about it last night, people were trying to take up for her saying, well, she didn't say she didn't know him. She just said she did date him. And I'm like, well, I mean, logic.
But nobody said she dated him. It was simply that, yes, she knows him. I went to a party with him. I didn't say that. I don't know what the nature of their relationship was. I don't really give a damn. My point was that she knows him and he's been in like different circles. That was the whole point of, me bringing her up.
Right.
That was it. It was nothing negative. So I don't know why she felt the need to be like, what's good? What's good is him. Hello?
So now, okay, so she's saying what's good, and she's in the comment section accusing you of dating married men. Like, what's good? Like,
I don't know about. I have no idea. I mean, somebody said maybe he was. I don't know.
Yeah.
I personally don't date married men. At this point, I don't know what dude was into because I mean, I have heard that he was married. I mean, I don't know that to be true. I don't know. I have heard that he's bisexual. That hasn't been proven, allegedly, but people have reached out to me. So at this point, I don't know what's true. Listen, I didn't even know the guy's real name. So nothing surprises me at this point.
Right. So when it comes down to the situation with the Range Rover, let's go back to that. So you did go to the authorities, right?
Yes. I've been made a police report. This situation is being investigated. Listen, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so my Range Rover is not necessarily, a high level of importance. I get that. So a report has been made, that the authorities are involved, and my insurance company knows this wasn't about me, like going on social media saying that, can you guys help me find my Range Rover? It was basically, I started finding out all this information of how this guy has been doing this to a lot of people actually. So I was like, listen, well, I'm sure if I post this, more people are I'll find out a whole lot more information. So that was really the purpose of it. Like, I don't need someone to go and find it. Like, at this point, I don't even know if I'll ever find it. And honestly, from that post, it's become such a bigger situation. This is not even about my Range Rover. Like, I could go buy one tomorrow if I wanted to. This is about, this man has been a con artist for over 20 years. He has ruined lives. People's lives have been ruined because of him. They have given him their savings, cars, There's bankruptcy attorneys involved. You know, some of the stories I heard are just really heartbreaking and sad. And so the victims are coming to me like, listen, Jennifer, like you have a platform. Like, so now I'm at the forefront of, you know, trying to really serve some justice, because everybody is just like, you know, the story. I mean, listen, this man robbed his own mentally ill father. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now I feel like, oh my God, you know, I can't, even if I get my car back, I can't just be like, okay, I'm good. No, like justice has to be served in this situation. This guy cannot continue with this destructive behavior.
Can we talk about these texts for a minute? Like where did these texts come from? Because people are now alleging that the account that posted the text wasn't his, might have been his. I don't know. It's fake text. Like, what happened with these texts that he was claiming?
First of all, okay, let me just back up. So before the Breakfast Club interview aired, that night, I had posted a video saying, you know, tune in. I was giving Angela the exclusive. So I started receiving threats via text message, just from random numbers like, oh, enjoy your time in Miami. The minute that Breakfast Club interview airs, there's going to be text messages sent to TMZ. And I'm like thinking to myself, okay, like I never text this guy anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he doesn't have naked pictures of me, been down that road already. So I'm just kind of like, well, you know, like what could he say? So I wasn't even really concerned about it, because for me, at this point, it was a bigger picture. Mm-hmm. So obviously the Breakfast Club interview airs, and, you know, I got wind. Actually, Angela was the one that told me that some accounts started like DMing her, or whatever the case is. I don't know him, so I know that he deleted his social media account that I knew he had. So this account, I don't know where it came from. And then, you know, all these text messages started coming out. And I'm like, So a lot of the text messages, they weren't me. They were fake. Now, listen, this guy's been a con artist for 20 years. He could probably blink his eyes and make some fake text messages. You know what I mean? It's not that far-fetched. So part of what he would do is like some of the message would be real, and then he would insert like some fake shit. So that's why I went on, and I don't even do that. Like, I'm not into posting text messages. You know, I just think it's like a real violation. I don't do that. But I was like, you know what? Okay, now, you know, you're making messages, you're dragging people in it that don't have nothing to do with it. And I was just like, okay, let me post the real shit. And so I don't even know how to do that screen rolling. I had to like ask my friend's son, like, wait, how do you do this? Because I remember OG saying one time we were filming, she was like, yeah, well, if you do the screen roll, like you can't.
You screen record and
insert like fake text messages. I'm like, oh my God, like this is like too much. So that's why I did the whole like screen roll or whatever the case is. And then some of the text messages, like, I don't even talk like that. You know, people that know me, I don't use that type of like vulgar language. So it was, you know, but again, I knew something was probably going to happen, because again, I got the messages the night before, and it wasn't one. They just kept coming from like random numbers. So I was like, okay, I don't know what this guy is like planning on doing, but you know, at this point he was exposed. This is how he has made a living for 20 plus years. So since all this has happened, I have found out this man has been arrested 66 times.
60?
66. Yes. Okay. One more would have been the devil's number. Okay. 66 times he has been arrested. Don't ask me how he's still walking the streets. I have no idea, but I just started finding out, you know, all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, this dude is crazy. So I can't really like get into a lot of the details, because it still is like an active investigation, and there's like different authorities involved. And, you know, really the whole point of this is we have to get this man behind bars. Like, justice has to be served. And so I'm not trying to do anything to jeopardize the case or say anything, but you know, these are just like straight facts. This is my story. This is what happened to me. And again, this is so much bigger than my Range Rover right now. You know, like these people are coming to me, and the stories that I'm hearing, it's really heartbreaking and sad. It's extremely sad, and it's draining for me. You know,
it's gotta be. It's gotta be,
because it's a lot to bear. It's a lot to bear.
Okay, so there's a lot of information on him on the internet now. And I guess because what you didn't know his real name at first. Like, why is it now everybody can Google and see all this information?
So when I met him, he didn't tell me his real name. I knew
Okay.
him to be Daniel Nichols. And so that actually is his middle name. So he goes by a bunch of aliases from what I have been told by different people who he has scammed. So he has plenty of aliases, but his real name is Aaron Nichols.
Okay. Well, when we Googled Aaron Nichols, we saw like all kinds of things like on Lipstick Alley, and he was involved in a exotic car ring bust. And like people have been scammed of their like retirement. Like it was like all kind of like random things.
Right. That's why I'm like, and it's just really sad because it's hard dealing with a situation like this, right? Because the first thing people want to do, whether, I don't know, they're just haters, and it's like, oh, well, you shouldn't have did this, or you're stupid. And that is not the point. Like, the point is this man he's been doing this to a lot of people. It's not just me. It's not just women. There's men too. There is professional athletes. People don't want to come forward because they get victim shamed. We always want to blame the victim. It's like, well, you shouldn't have did this. That is not the point right now. The point is people don't want to come forward because they're embarrassed, or they don't go to the cops because they don't do shit. They don't believe in the legal system. And so this man has been able to slip through the cracks because nobody has put him on blast. The police haven't been able to connect the dots. He has another case in DeKalb County for doing the same goddamn thing. He has a warrant for his arrest for forgery in Alabama. Nobody's been able to connect the dots. So here it is, me, I come forward, I say this, and then it turns into this whole frenzy. But it had to happen. So I don't care. I'm not gonna take the L in private because again, it's bigger than me now. So if I gotta take all the bullets that people are shooting out, I'm gonna do it because I'm listening to these people's story and I'm like, this is fucked up. I can bounce back. Some of these people cannot.
Right. So what like a lot of people keep asking about the GPS on the car, the police report. Like we've already covered, she's filed a police report. It's in investigation.
Yes,
like is there a tracker on this vehicle?
I graduated cum laude. I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? And I had a minor in criminal justice. I know you have to file a police report. That's like, stolen car 101.
So how are you handling like all of the backlash though? Because that is what bothers me, because my thing is, just like you said, it stops people from telling their story. You know what I mean? Like if you've been scammed, especially by someone you thought was a love interest or someone you dated, or whatever the case may be, you trusted, obviously. Like, how do you handle people constantly like bringing up your past and bringing up other relationships and bringing up other things that have nothing to do with this situation?
Right. It's kind of to be expected. It's when you're in the public eye, people are going to have opinion. I get it. This is kind of the life that I signed up for. But this is what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to take responsibility for somebody else's fucked up actions. I didn't steal anything from this man. The relationships, people think like they know all my relationships. Like you don't, I have exes that I'm still cool with, that I could call today and whatever. Like every relationship I had has not been a bad relationship. I have definitely had some bad ones, My marriage didn't end so great. However, Eric and I are cordial. We don't speak every day, but if he calls me, like we don't have an issue. Again, he threw a drink in my face. I can't control his actions. I didn't do shit to him, but it's like, people are like judging me off of like the guys that I dated. And I'm like, listen, I think I go into things and I have an open heart. Okay. I didn't like grow up where, I don't know, maybe I was a little sheltered. I just don't think that people are going around using like fake names, because I feel like I'm very genuine. And if I rock with you, I rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you came to my house and you were like, hey, I'm going to go down the street to Publix. Yeah, take my car because you're in my house. I rock with you. So I don't really, I that's just the type of person that I am. And, now I'm a I'm learning to be a little more cautious, but I don't want it to affect my heart and the type of person that I am, because I've experienced some bad situations, because that's, God made me who I am, and I'm not going to let this con man make me into like some evil person. I'm still going to be me. And again, I can't speak for anybody else but myself. All I can hold myself accountable for is my actions. I didn't run off with somebody's car. I would never do that. Like, I've had the same phone number for damn near 15 years because I don't owe nobody no money. Nobody's looking for me. You know what I mean? So that's just the type of person that I am.
So what do you think about all the people who feel like this is a stunt, a scheme for you to get on the Housewives or whatever the case may be? Like, can we talk about like why exactly you moved to Atlanta? Because some people are saying that, oh, she moved to Atlanta to be with this man. She did this to be with this man. And now she's trying to get on the Housewives. And, like, what are your responses to all of the social
That
media?
is such foolishness. Like, I moved to Atlanta. I was spending a lot of time in Atlanta. Him and I were dating at one point. I honestly never saw myself living in Atlanta, but when I was spending a lot of time here, I met some good people.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the city. The city is very progressive in the entertainment industry, real estate, and there's like some projects that I'm working on. And my motto is, listen, I'll try anything once, because you have to try it once to know if you love it or you hate it. I'm a single woman. I don't have any kids. So I can move to, Turks and Caicos tomorrow if I wanted to, because I can. You know what I mean? So it's just, I decided to move here because it was a progressive city. It was close to home for me. I lived in LA for 5 years. I kind of just was over LA. I wanted to buy something, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to go back home, but I was like, I don't think so, but I want to be closer to home.
Okay.
So, Atlanta just seemed like a good common ground. I have a friend from first grade that lives here.
Everybody
as far
loves
as me trying to be
Atlanta.
on Housewives, I mean, I'm on a totally different franchise, so that doesn't make sense. And we share the same production company. It doesn't work like that, like you have contracts and you can't just jump to another show. So that's not even, but people don't know really the ins and out of how this stuff works. But no, you can't just transition to another show when you're already on the show.
You're right. Look, and I got these little clips of the alleged suspect on the Housewives of Atlanta, right? So people are, alleging that since he was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, that is more to it than what we see on the surface. Like, Sheree's talking about, what's good. I don't know. Let me watch this clip real quick. Hold on. Let me see one of these clips. Let me see which one I got here. This is number.
Well, he was definitely on Housewives.
That's one of them. Hold on, let me start it over. Oops.
In case you needed a closer look, he is coming up again.
Somebody.
There he is, all up in it.
All right, there he is.
So I said, well, damn, he's been on. So when you go on these shows, right? You have to sign a release. So I'm like, well, damn, I wonder what name he used. Did he use his real name? What fake name did he use? What alias did he use? Or what name did Sheree know him by? Did she know his real name? I don't know.
So has she reached out to you since any of this information has come out? Like, it's evident that she knows him. Like did y'all have an issue beforehand? Like, why is she coming to you?
No, I saw her not too long ago, and I think we exchanged numbers, or maybe I got her. I don't know. I've actually seen her a couple times since I've been in Atlanta at a few different restaurants. We always like speak. We're cool. I didn't know we had an issue, so I don't know, because I mentioned that he was at her house, that I went to a party with him. It was a problem, because my thing is like this. I don't do that social media beefing bullshit, especially when you have access to me, right? And with social media, you're accessible, right, to anybody, and Nene, so it's like you could have hit her, you could have got my number from her, you could have sent me a DM. you know, all the posts. I mean, I just thought it was a little unnecessary because again, nobody said anything bad about her, you know,
Right.
and it just, I don't know, it was a little off the cuff for me.
I agree. I agree. So what do you like? What do you hope will come out of all of this? I mean, like you said, the Range Rover, you know, it's a wrap. It probably is. We don't know. But as far as you know, now you've gone to the police. You know put the information out there publicly. There's so many other victims. Like, what's next in the situation?
Um, I think what's next is really just getting this man behind bars. That's really what I hope. I hope that some justice, like this can't be in vain. You
Okay.
know, it can't. Like everybody, it's about 20 other people with the same goddamn story.
Mhm.
There's a woman that we talked to from 2000, okay, that this man put 11 cars in her name,
11 cars.
opened up a bank account. I mean, all kinds of craziness. Okay, so my thing is that he has to be stopped.
Mhm.
It has to come to a screeching halt. This man has just like compromised credit, ruined lives, and you know, I really hope that some justice is served.
Yeah.
I really, that's my hope.
And
But you know that I think this time around is he's not gonna escape this.
yeah, it's not looking like it because I mean these numbers, and then like you were on with Angela Yee with one of his victims who
Yes,
had
so
another story.
she's okay. So I reached out to her. Her and I have actually like been working on this situation together because when I first discovered his real name, she wrote the article on Lipstick Alley. So I reached out to her like, hey, like what's the deal with this guy? And her and I stayed on the phone forever. And she was just telling me her story, and I was like, wow, like this guy's like a real monster. So she's actually been the one that has been speaking to everybody and just kind of like taking notes on people's stories. She's been amazing. And again, this happened to her in like the early 2000s. So
Wow.
now we're finally, you know, she's finally seeing this come to the forefront. And you know, I hope that justice gets served for everybody, including her. It's been a long, long journey.
I hope so because you know, and I told you know part of my story too. Like you know, I was dealing with this guy who was in the music industry, and you know, was basically scammed out of a bunch of money. You know, all of a Universal contract, and he was talking to my lawyer, all kind of stuff, and I never got my money back. And so for me, you know, we've been looking for him ever since. You know what I'm saying? And we
That's
might
what
see
I'm
him on
saying.
social
Like
media.
people don't understand. This happens all the time, and
Mhm.
it happens to good people, you know, and people just they don't know what to do. Sometimes you can't hire attorneys. Sometimes it's like, well, shit, I'm not gonna get my money back. So
Mhm.
a lot of it gets swept under the rug, and people are embarrassed. People are really embarrassed. I had this woman reach out to me from South Africa, and she said that something similar happened to her, and she's only told one person. And when she saw my live with Nini, she was just crying because it just reminded her of the time and how ashamed she was. It's like that. I was like, damn, that it just made me feel like, wow, I don't care. I'm not, listen, am I happy this happened to me? No, I'd rather not be talking about it. But guess
Mhm.
what? If I can save somebody, if I can save somebody's
If you're
credit,
speaking your truth, like why be quiet? You know what I'm saying? And
yes,
that's my
you
point.
have to live in your truth. Like
Mhm.
the truth is not always pretty.
Mhm.
You know, we wanna wrap it up and put a bow on it. It's not always pretty. Like this is just it's another obstacle, you know. And I'm a true believer in God doesn't give us anything we can't handle. I lost my
Right.
mother. I'm still dealing with grief. So this is a walk in the park for me. I'm not. I I mean,
Mhm.
at first I was like, damn, I don't know if I should say something. But then I'm just like, you know what? It's too many people. And this is before I put the post out. I was learning stuff. So when I put the post out, it just went to a whole different level.
Right.
So I said, I gotta live in my truth. Whatever that looks like. I know I'm gonna be judged. People are gonna say whatever. People are gonna laugh. But this is again, in certain situations, you have to be selfless for the bigger cause.
I honestly think there's more people for you than against you. I think people are always going to judge you for whatever. You know, you're a beautiful woman. It seems like you got a lot going for yourself. And like, you know, people use the negative to like try to tear you down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't do
Right.
that.
You know,
Your
and
self
people feel
esteem is
like
low. Like, no.
Exactly. And they see you on the show once a week for 44 minutes, a show that's edited and produced, and think that, like they really know you. And I'm like, that's actually not my real life. I don't be having a bunch of drama in my life because I just exit stage left. Like I don't do all that drama because I have things that I'm really trying to do. I can't have like major distractions like that. But listen, I appreciate the support. There have been a lot of people that have been reaching out to me. They've been very supportive. And so that makes me feel good. And it makes me feel like, you know what, you made the right decision. You're doing the right thing. So I'm just going to continue to do the right thing. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes. I'm like constantly, this has consumed my life because at this point, I'm like, this guy has got to go down, And again, it's like the victims, they reach out to me and they're like, Jennifer, please don't get discouraged. Keep your foot on his neck. We want to see justice. They want to go to court when his ass goes to jail. I mean, it's crazy. But I forgot. Let me just touch on this one thing because I know people were saying like, oh, the Range Rover has a GPS and you could track it. Yes. Okay. But when you're dealing with somebody that was a part of an exotic stolen car ring, these people know how to disable these functions. So, they're changing VIN numbers, they're washing titles. This is like a whole underground world that I have learned about recently. And it's a big thing here in Atlanta. Again, he was a part of something last year in March with a stolen Lamborghini. So, look, if you stealing Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces, a Range Rover is easy to disable. These people have been doing this for years. This is not, some fly-by-night con artist thief. This is a career criminal.
So is this something that the insurance would handle, or is this not in that?
So the insurance does their own investigation, right? So in the time that they're doing the investigation, you still got to pay for the damn car. You don't have it, you still got to, unless you want your, and people have done that because they're like, well, shit, I don't have the car, so they just let it be a charge off. Me, my credit is too important to me because I have a lot of different like businesses going on. I can't let my credit just go to the wayside. So, you still have to pay the car while they're doing their investigation. So, my attorney is dealing with it. Hopefully it should be a shut case now that all of this has kind of transpired. But hopefully I'll be at the end of the road with this situation with the insurance company.
I'm hoping for you too. I'm again, I'm on your side. That's one of the reasons why I reported on it, because I know this happens to more women than want to admit it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people will remain silent because they don't want to seem as stupid, as weak, or any of that. And so, yes, speak your truth, tell your story, and it will encourage others to share their story as well. And so I commend you for
I really hope that it encourages people to come forward, because the more that you stay quiet, the more that the person is able to continue to do it and continue that behavior and go on to the next victim. So you're not stupid if somebody does something to you. That person actually is stupid and irresponsible and a horrible person. It's not you. So we have got to stop blaming the victim. That's just part of the problem. I can't stress that enough. But I really hope that me speaking out encourages somebody else that might have been scammed to live in their truth. Anyway. Nobody is perfect, and just because you had a kind heart or you were a nice person and somebody took advantage of you does not mean that you're stupid.
And people keep harping on this situation. You should have done your homework. But she's already said she didn't know his real name. We didn't go into the depths of the original, interview. But at the end of the day, she met this man. She trusted this man. She'd been to his house. She'd been around people she thought were his friends. I mean, so in Atlanta, you were around certain celebrities, you know what I'm saying, over Sheree's house.
And okay, so if a person doesn't tell you their real name, you Google them, nothing comes up. I mean, I'm just thinking, shit, not everybody, something doesn't always come up when you Google them. If they're like under the radar, or whatever the case is, not everybody lives their life out in the forefront. So that wasn't abnormal to me. Again, I didn't know his real name, and I also didn't think people out here lying about their name. And like I was telling Nene, let's be real. Do you really go around asking people to see their license? I mean, I don't, because I don't want someone asking me to see my license. It's just, it's a little intrusive, I guess. But I mean, do you really do that? Is that something? I mean, now I'm like, okay, now I'm hip to game, but that's not really a normal question. Like, oh, let me see your license.
So do you know what name, like everybody keeps saying, what name did Sheree call him by? Did you hear her use a different name?
Okay, so he goes by Nick, right? But his last name is Nichols. So that's kind of like he says that's his nickname. But I don't know if she knows what his real name is. I'm sure she knows now, but I don't know what name she knew him by. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't even know what else to say. Everybody want to talk about Basketball Wives. Are you going back to Basketball Wives now?
Oh my God! I just got in trouble yesterday for talking about my contract and this and that. So yeah, I can't.
Well, give me the standard answer.
Well, I mean, yeah, you'll
like,
you know how that goes.
Maybe we'll see. So, yeah, you said, and everybody.
I don't know what's gonna happen with filming with this pandemic. So who knows what's gonna happen?
And I was saying that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I was saying that about Housewives. We were talking about that yesterday. Like the whole production of a lot of things is halted until like the end of the year. Like big networks have decided they're not picking up productions. Productions have stopped. So now it's like y'all are kind of like in limbo until they decide to do what they do. But I don't expect to see any new shows until next year.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, look, the Housewives, they filmed a virtual reunions. Like, when have you ever seen that? So. I have no idea. I don't know. Honestly, everything is just kind of up in the air. I never thought I would live to see something like this, but here we are.
So who are you friends with on the cast now? Are you still friends? Keep in touch with anybody right now?
Yeah, I do keep in touch with. So I spoke to Jackie a couple of days ago. She called to kind of just like check up on me when everything was going. My phone was like going crazy because not only was it the situation, but then my number was posted. It was just like I've been dealing with. I've been getting death threats, all kinds of craziness. Okay, but yeah. So I spoke to Jackie a few days ago. OG reached out to me to make sure I was okay. Mm-hmm. I think CC reached out to me. And that might have been it.
Okay. So, those texts that, may have been manufactured, people are still running with them. Did they like harm or hurt your relationship with any of the people on the show?
I mean, I don't know. Like, to me, I'm like, listen, those, again, the text messages are fake. I don't even, I don't talk like that. Like, mm-hmm. I'm not it's just so stupid that I'm even talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is like, dude, if you wanted to put out some, like, why don't you put out where the goddamn truck is? Like, you're talking about everything else except for what the matter is. Like,
it was deflection.
You're talking about now. You just like trying to start problems for me. But again, I knew that he was going to try and do something because of what happened the night before. But I don't know. Listen, if they want to believe it, go right ahead. Like you could believe a con artist for 20 years. I don't know what to say. That's why I put up those messages. But I can't really, like, I'm not entertaining that, seriously, because it's dumb, it's stupid. And then he's saying something about Evelyn's daughter's news. Like, what? Like, where would I even have that from? It's just like it doesn't make sense at all. So. Whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would anybody believe anything?
Can believe whatever. I'm tired of talking about that shit. The text messages are fake. Believe what you want to believe at this point.
Run with it. Okay. Well, I mean, look. Let me see what people saying in the chat. Hold on. Let me see. I hope she got out of that contract. Says Shani. But what? Y'all are crazy. I guess I'm from Atlanta. Scamming is no. Hold on. It's 1,200 people in here. That's all y'all got? Hold on. Was Jennifer in love with him?
That would be a no.
Let me see. I'm still scrolling. I don't see no good questions. Your Range Rover is in Sheree garage. Y'all are funny.
Listen, I don't, and yeah, it's crazy. I
Well,
don't
my
know.
thing is,
But here's the thing.
Go ahead.
I don't know what has been done in that car or whatever. I don't even want the car back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I got it back, I would get rid of it. I would trade it in or whatever the case is, because just the energy revolving around it, I don't, I don't want it. So,
right.
If I get the car back, great. I'm definitely not going to be keeping it.
So how long had you known him before dating?
I knew him. Well, it was probably, so I met him, I would say, what are we in 2020? I met him in, maybe it was like August 2018.
Okay. So a little bit over a year and a half, maybe. Okay.
Yeah. So when I moved here, it was in November. We weren't together, but again, like I trusted him. He's a car dealer.
So was that his profession when he met you? Like when he met you, what did he tell you he did?
Yeah, he told me, it was like in a car business, and he allegedly had a car dealership in Alabama. I can't tell you the last time I've been to Alabama, so I don't know. But when my attorney did some digging, he was like, "Oh, this comes up as like a UPS store PO box." Like, so I don't know.
That car is gone, honey. The car is gone. Well, Jennifer, look, I appreciate it. I know this is like beating a dead horse, and I can only imagine what it's like constantly talking about this over and over. But I do appreciate you talking about it because, again,
it's like, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm having nightmares about this man, but I do feel like it is important to talk about, because you need to bring awareness to the situation. People get scammed every day. I feel like I'm John Walsh at this point, right? Because I'm just like finding all kinds of stuff out. Like I'm like a damn investigative reporter. Like, wait, what? I mean, it's, seriously, I have done more work than the actual detective and the cops. I have found more victims. I had someone run something for me. That's why I was able to find out the cases he has. He got arrested 66 times. The cops didn't even, they didn't tell me this. Not that they're going to tell me everything, but, I don't know that they know this.
I want to know some of the news stories. Like, what else has he done besides the whole changing VIN numbers, selling cars, and all the exotic car business? What else?
Okay, he also says that he's a credit specialist, right? So, there's a lot of people with some fucked up ass credit.
Oh,
right?
So he fixed credit.
Yeah, so he says he fixes credit. Now this is the scam, right? So
that's illegal in Georgia, but anyway, I'm gonna keep going.
They gotta have all your information, your social security number, you know what I'm saying, your address, da. So because he gets all your information, then he takes it, opens up accounts, put cars in your name. Like, there was a girl straight out of college, right? Whole life in front of her. I can't remember what the story was exactly, how he got all her information, but opened up lines of credit in her name. You come out of college, you have a fresh start on life, you ready to live life, and now some man done fucked your whole life up behind this. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. He also does the credit scamming situation. Another woman, right? So he's a car dealer. She gives him $25,000 to get her a car because he goes to like these auctions, whatever. Never gets her the damn car, drops off some random Escalade to her house that barely works. Tags are expired. The tags say they came from a dealership in Houston. Meanwhile, this guy, the dealership hasn't been open in 2 years because the guy was a part of a big drug ring that got busted up. I mean, and the poor woman has cancer and needs her goddamn money.
And see that, oh my God.
I mean, it's
And
just
see, I think
like
that's why people like drag you so much, because it's like, oh, Jen, you could just absorb it, take the L, move on. But just like you said, there are women like this who have been conned or scammed, or are in a position, that don't have it, that can't take the L, or even if they took the L, it hurt them worse than it would hurt you taking the L. So
listen, and nobody wants to take it out. I don't care how much money you have. Nobody is in the business of giving away shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in the business of giving away no free money. Okay, I'm not in the business of giving away my property. We all work hard,
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have fast money. I'm not a drug dealer. I work hard for my money. So the fact that somebody thinks that they could come in and just take your shit is not right.
Right.
It's not. So
Right.
again, yeah, I can bounce back, but who wants to do that and just like take it in silence? Like, no,
Mm-hmm.
like I think about like, damn, like my car was almost paid off, like, and then here he comes into my life and fucks the whole shit. It's just, girl, don't get me started.
I can understand. Trust me, I can understand. So, in all of this, would you date again in Atlanta? Like, what
No,
are you?
Not in Atlanta.
You're like, no to Atlanta.
No, and again, like this has been going on for a while, and like again, we weren't together, so I'm like dating, but I'm not exclusive with anybody. Mm-hmm. But listen, when I'm out in Atlanta, dudes could be coming up to me, I'll be like, I'm good, I'm straight. Like, no. Like, right. Honestly, at this point, you gotta really come through somebody that's like, I really. Like, you got to come highly recommended it got to go through a certain chains.
Yeah, I agree.
Like somebody got to be able to co-sign for you.
Yes. But then therein lies the problem too, because like when I was listening to your story and you was like he took you to a party, and I hate to keep bringing Sheree's name up because she's relevant at this point, but you took her to Sheree's house
tonight again.
Huh?
I said she gonna be calling me out tonight again.
Anyway, but I'm just saying he took you there to a party, right. And there were other people there that, were in the circle or in the entertainment industry or whatever. And so it's like when you see a person and they're in the inside, you just automatically assume, okay, since they know this person and they know this person, they must be, and so that's position I've been in before. But Atlanta is the home of assimilation. Like people move here from wherever, create new identities.
Because he's not from here. He's actually from Detroit.
Mm-hmm. And that's my point.
Yeah, but no, I don't. No. Listen, I'm at the point. If I meet you in Atlanta, I'm like, I'm not even really with it. Like I can't.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
It's just no. I can't do it.
So what are you gonna do about dating now? Are you just gonna like do like? I don't know. You gonna be bi-coastal? Like, what you gonna do? Like, how you gonna stay in Atlanta if you're not gonna like?
Well, here's the thing. So I move around a lot, right? I was in Miami for the past 6 weeks due to this pandemic, and then I go to LA for work half of the year. I'll be out there. I'm in New York a lot because I go home. I travel a lot, so I'm not in Atlanta 100% of the time. So that's good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
I'm trying not to let this situation, and it wasn't only this, like I had some issues with closing on my house, which is the whole reason why he had my car in the first place. But I'm trying not to let this situation taint how I feel about Atlanta, because I do still think it's a great city. Mm-hmm. I think you just have to surround yourself with the right people, because there are a lot of good people in Atlanta, yes. A lot of good progressive Black people that are making it happen. Like if you get a group of good Black people together and you say, we're going to go buy that building, you can make it happen here. As opposed to LA, you're going to have to jump through hoops and all kinds of stuff. Here, you can make it happen. You just have to surround yourself with the right people.
Right.
And, but again, you gotta weed out the bullshit, because it's a lot of bullshit.
You do. Well, I appreciate your time tonight, Jennifer. And look, I'm gonna stay on top of it. I'm gonna keep following through. I want to see
No,
what you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
do at
keep
this
you
point.
posted because, like I said, it's an active investigation,
Uh,
and there's people involved. So
yeah.
there should be some justice. These things, they don't happen overnight. They take time because you know they have to do their thorough investigation. But there's so many victims to talk to that have stories, and some people have made police reports, and some people have been contacted by the FBI. That there's about 3 victims that have been already contacted by the FBI. So this is this is not a new thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the situation is. I'm like, is this dude an informant? Is that why he got arrested 66 times and nothing ever happened? So who knows? He might be out here snitching on the higher up. So he don't get arrested. I don't know. Like, this is like a crazy ass episode of Power. Like, I have no idea what the hell is going on.
I'm just outdone. Not a crazy episode of Power. Look, so are you doing like what's next for Jennifer now? Like I get it. This is a big project on its own. This is a big one. But and I get it's taking up a lot of your time. But what about your what businesses are you coming new with some other things now that you're in Atlanta?
So the real estate is really popping out here in Atlanta. So I'm getting into some I'm doing some investments in real estate, and they have some really good incentives in Georgia for buying and building up, because there's a lot of just different areas that they're trying to turn around. So I'm just being more educated on that in the different areas, and I have my real estate license in Jersey, so that's something that I'm interested in, and that I'm pursuing with some good people, some progressive, good Black folks.
Yeah, and it's a lot of them here. So we appreciate you, Jennifer, and thank you for hanging out. Look, we've been on here for an hour, child. Woo, child.
I know. I said, let me plug my phone up because my phone was dying. I was like, oh shit, I don't want my phone to die in the middle of
I would take some calls, but I don't know if you want to do. You want to take some? You want to add somebody and take a call or two, or no?
I mean, let's do 2 because
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, we could do 2 calls. Let me see. And y'all gotta be on camera because we ain't doing no.
I got time today for 2 calls.
2 calls. 2. I just put the link in the chat. Come on with it. I'm ready.
I never heard of this little thing here, StreamYard. This is cute.
Yes, we use this on YouTube because YouTube doesn't have a lot of people use what's the other one? Zoom and
right.
all of that. But us bloggers look like the StreamYard.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. I'm waiting on y'all. Hold on. You said please be nice. Y'all so funny. Please be nice. If you have a question, you can ask whatever you want to ask. I'm not censoring you, but she has the option to answer or not. You said y'all be mean now or I will kick you out. What?
Yeah.
They scared. I think they scared.
Don't be scared. I'm really nice.
Don't make me play this video again. You said what? Because I can go off on Sheree all night, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Oh Latoya, you gotta be on camera.
I was really surprised that she did that. I was like, girl, you're doing too much. I was like, is she trying to? I don't know. Let me just be quiet.
I think she needed a moment. She just wanted to get out. She got it. She got the attention she wanted. Now she want to be on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I saw you. I happened to be up. I was like reading my little Bible verses, and I was like, I'm going to sleep. Then I was like, damn, I can't go to sleep. Then I clicked on Instagram, and I was like, yeah, I want to know that too.
Okay. And I'm rarely on Instagram. They kept tagging me and stuff, and I'm like, Is she gonna be on Watch What Happens Live? Some questions need to be answered. And where was your mama? Like, where was your mama?
Well, what name did he use to sign and release? John Doe? Like, I want to know.
Latoya is on the line, but Latoya is doesn't have her camera on. Latoya, turn your camera on. All I see is an L, and I don't trust that.
Right. Honey, the way these scammers are set up out here.
Right.
No.
And and the thing is, like, how was she so quick to clap back on social media? But then, when other issues was going on, she wasn't saying a word, not a peep. Not all of a sudden.
What, like her mom being missing?
Mm-hmm. 3 weeks, nothing. She could have used those millions of people to help find her mom. But now it's like a day later after the interview, my name was mentioned. What's up? Your name was mentioned when your mama was missing. You weren't saying nothing.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress.
I didn't understand it. To me, I just felt like it was unwarranted because nobody said anything bad about her.
So. Hold on, we got somebody in the back end. Hold on, let me see who this is. I'm looking for some light. I don't see no light. I don't see no faces. Okay, they're going. Hi. Can you hear us? Egypt.
I see her.
I guess you can't hear her. Okay. Egypt, we can't hear you. Let me see if I can see another one. EJ.
Yeah.
Hi. Can you hear him, Jennifer?
Hi, I can hear you.
Hi,
How
EJ.
are you guys?
Hey.
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm actually new here to Atlanta.
Oh, welcome.
Oh, honey, watch out for the scammers.
Oh yeah. That's definitely
No, I'm serious.
I've noticed that because I came up here from Alabama. I have noticed that a lot of people do kind of fake the funk, so to speak, up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and you have to be careful. I just feel like people are trying to portray somebody that they're not, and I don't believe in this whole fake it till you make it bullshit. But people are just listen. It's kind of like social media. Like you could be whoever you want to be.
That's everywhere. We're not gonna just put that on Atlanta now, even though I'm from Atlanta.
No, that's everywhere. But
majority's in city.
I don't know. That's the thing I don't understand. Why is such a huge influx in Atlanta?
Because it's Black Hollywood, and like I said, I feel like people move here, reinvent themselves. All of a sudden, now they're a producer, they're a videographer, they're a photographer, they're a publicist. They could be anything. You see what I'm saying? And just because they say
no goddamn credentials,
exactly,
no credentials.
And show up at events because there's always events in Atlanta, and they show up. I'm a publicist, I'm a photographer, I'm a this, and it's like. What so they show up enough times and people start to see their face and people start believing them, and so it's a whole thing here. I see it all the time.
It really is. I was on Oprah Winfrey's show Greenleaf as an extra, and people, they're exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what's going on. People, it's very, very shady. It's not shady, but what's the word I'm looking for? Calculated, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, people can be very manipulative, and I think, if you're like a nice person or you might be new to the city, they're like, oh, fresh meat, So I think you just be careful, and it's an expensive lesson that I had to learn.
Yeah. And EJ, where are you coming from? Oh, I mean, where are you from originally?
Well, I was born in Virginia, then we lived in New York, then Hawaii, and then Alabama, and then I came here. So I was a military brat.
Okay. So that was your question, EJ. What was your question?
My question was, when it comes to people out here and trying to recognize, because like Maya Angelou said, when somebody shows you who they are the first time, believe them. But like I'm working on my album right now, and the R&B superstar Neo liked one of my videos on one of my Instagram fan pages, and that has given me such a confidence booster to, stick through it no matter what's going on with everything else and everybody else. But I just want to know, like, when it comes to meeting somebody firsthand, there has to be an easier way to pick up on if they're deceitful or not, because I sit here and give people the benefit of the doubt constantly, even though my instincts are telling me, oh, maybe this would, you know. It's just
I just
Well,
say,
yeah, you gotta listen. If your instincts don't lie, right? So you have to listen to your intuition. Even listen, they could be selling you whatever. You God placed that inner voice in you for a reason. So don't, because I listen. I have done that in the past. So I understand what you're saying because you just want to see the good in people. But trust me, that voice is telling you that for a reason. So just listen to your instinct. Like seriously, it's not they're never going to fail you. Never.
well, thank you for calling, EJ. We appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much.
All right.
Thank you, EJ, and good luck with your career.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye. He's had a sweet spirit. I like him a lot.
I know. That's why I'm like, boy, you better listen to your instincts because these people out here are vultures.
Hey, Ann Grace.
Hey, I'm new to your. I have to say this first. I joined your
We can't
channel
hear
today.
you. Turn your mic
Wait.
on.
Ann Grace. Ann, go out and come back in. Go out and come back in because Jennifer can't hear.
Oh, you can hear her?
Yeah, because sometimes it does that in StreamYard. Like the third person can't hear the first person.
Oh,
yes.
okay. Yeah,
It's a new app, so they're working on it. Hold on. In the meantime, I'm gonna take Latoya real quick, and that'll be the last.
Came back.
Latoya, girl, we still can't hear you. You're not saying nothing.
Oh man, we can't hear you.
Latoya, we can't hear. Y'all be playing. Y'all be playing. EJ was all clear and stuff. Hold on. Let me see.
I know, right? He had it together.
You back in?
Yes, but is my sound on?
Yes,
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. We can hear.
Okay, I'm looking a hot mess, but that's okay. First, let me say, Michelle, I love your channel. I want to say first, Michelle, I just stumbled on your channel this week just passed. And I have to tell you, like, I'm so in love with it. I joined today as because I'm just so in love with it. Like your commentary is amazing. It's awesome. You're on point. I love it. Okay. So I just wanted to tell you that. And for you, Jennifer, I want to say that I do understand how one can be deceived, and I feel like it's kind of interesting that a lot of people were giving you, like, I don't want to say a lot of people, but people were trying to give you a hard time, like you should know better and stuff. And I'm like, I have so many female friends that I know have loaned their car, gave their car to their guy friend, whatever the case may be. Like, it's something that they do when you're in a relationship. So I didn't think anything odd about that. But my question was similar to what he asked you. I was going to ask you, did you have any kind of red flags about him? What are those things that came up with you, maybe about him that now, in hindsight, you're seeing that you probably missed, or something about him that wasn't right?
Right. It was kind of hard for me because, again, when we were dating, we were in a long distance relationship. I think had I been in Atlanta the whole time, there's stuff that I would have picked up on. But again, I was in LA, I was working, I was filming. We had a 3-hour time difference. So nothing really was like out of the normal for me, And then, it was, I started picking up on things more so, like towards the end, he had lost his mom, so he was claiming he was going through a depression or whatever the case is. So his behavior was a little weird, but again, that's something that I have experienced, and you can't really say how a person is going to deal with grief. So I was giving him the benefit of the doubt with certain things when it came to that. But yeah, it was like towards the end, and I would say it was probably towards maybe like the summertime, when I was like, something might be a little like off with this dude, but I couldn't, it was like one of those things where I couldn't really like put my finger on it. Cause again, the boxes.
Oh no, we lost Jennifer.
Oh.
Wait a minute, she coming back. She coming back.
Okay, we there. Okay. So again, like the boxes were checked. Like I had been to his house. I had been around other people. Like I had met, his daughter. Now I find out he has 10 kids, but that's a whole other story. So again, I think because I was across country, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
There were things that I wasn't able to pick up on because I wasn't around him all the time.
Mm-hmm. That's what somebody said. Long distance gives a lot of room to hide because you weren't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure. And then there's a 3-hour time difference, right? So, and he goes to bed early, allegedly. I don't know. That's probably when he's like doing his scamming shit. I have no idea. But when it's 11 o'clock my time, that's what, like, it's already super late out here. So it just, yeah, there was definitely a lot of room for deceit.
Yeah.
Okay, that answers my question. And it can happen when it's not long distance. You can be in the same state. I mean, there was the story of the woman who had the guy who was supposedly the doctor and who came to Atlanta. You guys know that story because he moved to Atlanta. He was supposedly a doctor, was going to the hospital supposedly every day, and he was not really a doctor. So it can happen even if you're in the same state. I'm just saying. But thank you for answering my question.
This guy has been doing this for so long. He's manipulated people.
Yeah.
So he knows, and then he's like charming. So he gets away with a lot of bullshit too. So again, but he's a professional liar.
Mm-hmm.
And you reminded me of one thing I did when you were talking. It came to my mind because I was thinking, what if Sheree really don't know who he really is either? Like, the person she know may be fake as well. Like she may not even know who the real he is. You know what I mean?
But
I'm just saying, if he's that great of a con artist.
She could have made a phone call though. She could have made a phone call instead of going.
I agree with that now. I agree with that.
Anyway.
But anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Ann. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. You said 2. You want to take one more?
Oh, girl, I'm about to go make me something to eat. Listen.
Oh no, I understand.
This much since I
won't keep you on. We've been on the hour. We didn't rock it out. We got all the information out.
No, but thank you for having me. I enjoyed my time with you. When this whole craziness is over, I hope that I see you again soon.
We will. We can go out for cocktails again, honey.
I know. The last time I saw you was at Brent's birthday party.
Yes, Brent's birthday party, and then we went to Spoon. Remember Spoon, that Asian fusion restaurant?
Oh yes. Oh my God, yes, and we got ice cream. Yes, I remember. I wasn't living here then yet.
Yep.
But yeah,
that was a while ago. You're right. That was a while ago. Okay.
That was a minute ago.
And then we did Miami.
Yes. Oh my God, Miami was so much. That's the last time I saw my goddamn truck.
That was right. Yeah, you're right. I heard that in Nini's interview. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had asked her. I was like, but she was already in Miami, and I was just like, all right, let me just, like again, whatever.
Yeah.
You know the story.
Well, thank you, Jen. I appreciate you for hanging out with us tonight. I really do.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. Have an awesome night and stay safe during all this craziness.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. I'll take the last 2 calls, but y'all see Jen gone because she didn't want to stay. But I'll take I like the Asia. You saw Jennifer is gone. And I know you were back there, but I just wanted to, let you know. I saw you holding.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. Thank you for taking my call. But like a few of the questions that I were going to ask her was, out of the whole 1.5 years or 2 years that she's been knowing him, when did she attend this party at Sheree's house with him? And then why did she feel like it was so important to bring it up in an interview? And then also, did she try to reach out to Sheree when she found out that, he was a con artist, to kind of see like who he is to her and stuff like that? Or if they even had like mutual friends and stuff like that, to really kind of do like a real, I know she said that she's doing an investigation, but to kind of do more of an investigation of herself, for herself. So
yeah. I mean, and even with that, that's again trying to put more emphasis on blaming the victim. Like at the end of the day, where is the car? And I get it too. Like, you should have. Yeah, I wonder if she reached out to Sheree, but then
because it seemed like Sheree was just kind of blindsided when they had the conversation with Nene, and then Sheree posting on Instagram about like, oh, your name is in my mouth. But I kind of felt like she should have gave Sheree that courtesy of like, hey, like I'm about to do this interview about this guy that we were at your house with, this party with. I'm trying to figure out if you know anything about him. Like, I don't think that it was fair.
We don't know if she reached out or not because I guess we never asked that question.
Yeah, I think that
back in.
Yeah, that would be a good question.
Somebody y'all should have put that in the chat. I was looking for questions in the chat. Y'all should have put. Y'all know how I feel about Sheree, so I automatically assume the worst. So y'all.
And then listen, I was the one who was asking if the guy knew Tony, because Tony was the guy that, I don't know if you remember, a few seasons back, Nene and Sheree had got into it about some guy named Tony, how they were supposed to do some type of an appearance, and then Sheree got word that Nene was trying to take money out of her pocket. Do you remember that?
Tyrone. You mean Tyrone?
Is it Tyrone? Okay, Tyrone.
Tyrone is her prison. This is Tyrone right here. This Tyrone.
So do Tyrone know the same guy that Jennifer's dealing with? That's my question. Do you think they may have some type of association with each other?
It's possible.
I think so.
Scammers.
I'm saying they all run in the same circle. So I mean,
interesting.
Yeah, I think it's a possibility.
It is. Somebody said probably.
Yeah, I believe so. And that's probably why Nene, I think that's why she wanted to kind of do that interview, to kind of like put more light towards it about this whole con thing. I mean, she did say that Tyrone was a con artist. That's the reason why he went to jail in the first place. So,
Yeah. And no, he's not out of jail. I don't think he gets out till 2022 or something like that.
Okay. So you think Sheree is still like dealing with him? Are they still like dating?
Yeah, I mean, that's her prison, babe. I guess she's still putting money on the books, as far as I know. Well, thank you so much, son.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Get in.
That's okay.
All right.
See you next time. Bye.
Hold on, yeah. I'm gonna take one more and then I'm out of here. Hold on. Latoya, can we hear you now? Girl, I can't hear you. That Wi-Fi is, girl, we got to get you some new Wi-Fi, Latoya, because I cannot hear you. You can't be sitting here looking. No, we need some new Wi-Fi. We need some new Wi-Fi. Y'all so wrong. Well, thank you, Latoya, for calling in. Thank you, Latoya, for calling in. Look, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I got to go eat dinner. And I got to go play on the internet and do what I do. We learned a lot from Jennifer. We did. We learned, I told y'all I thought the texts were fake. Jennifer said the texts were fake. It's up to you if you believe her or not. I believe her. I feel like, she's been genuine with her story. She's told the same story over and over and over again. That's when you know somebody telling the truth. You have to listen for variations in the story. The story to me, she told it on Angela Yee's show. Was it the Breakfast Club? I thought it was Lip Service. One or the other. She was on Breakfast Club. She told it to Angela Yee. She had her lawyer and another victim on there. She told it on Nene's Instagram. She told it on Nene's YouTube channel. She's told it here, and I'm sure she'll tell it again. Now, we keep listening to the story, keep trying to figure out if there's some differences in it. But from what I hear, sounds like a scammer. Sounds like she was just a victim of a scammer. She trusted the wrong person. Sometimes we do that. But, there's that. Hold on. Where is my speaker, child? Ain't got no music. You had a good time there, Virus. Thank you for watching, First Timer. Shout out to my Facebook people over there. I appreciate all of you. Let me see. Put your aliens in the room as you leave. I might come back later tonight if I don't have anything else to do. I'm a night owl. I'll be on at 1 a.m. Who knows? But you know, if you are here, click that notification bell. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel. I would like to say thank you to all the people who super chatted tonight. Thank you to all the people who cash app, and thank you to all the people who joined and liked this video. Liking the video is free. You don't even have to pay no money to do that. Just like the video, subscribing is free. You don't have to be a member, but you know, we love our members. Members get special emojis and everything. You can join members, youtube.com, Share Brown, join. Go ahead and do that too. Yeah, I'll be back later.
Get ready, cause you about to be an ATLien.
I will see you.
Get ready, cause you about to be an ATLien. ATLien.